All right, this is Enda here from bullwaves.org. This is the weekend video where I go through the markets from an Elliott wave perspective. Bit of technical analysis thrown in there as well. If you like it, be sure to stick around, subscribe, all that sort of stuff, and check out bullwaves.org. Become a member, and you'll have nightly Elliott wave analysis. Okay, I'm going to get into the markets here. And we'll see what's happening this morning. Is that recording? Yes, it is. Okay, we're on here. We're going to go to Eurodollar. This is what I knew this was coming, but anyway, we got a significant enough reversal this week in order to kind of change tack for a short while. We were working on the idea that wave C was complete, but I think, after the action yesterday, and actually the action throughout the week, I was speaking about it throughout the week on the nightly updates. It just wasn't developing as I expected it to. And here we are. It seems that we got an impulsive reversal, so it looks like we're going to go down into wave 5 again, form a new low in wave C. So this is the ABC pattern that I've been following. We're going to form a new low in wave C, somewhere likely around 103.50, something like that. That's the idea at the moment. If we get around a minimum target would be 104, let's say break 104.40. But it looks like at this point we're going to go lower than that. If this is only wave 1, then we'll have 1 and 2, create a lower high, accelerate lower again, larger 5-wave pattern down. Yeah, about 103.50 maybe might be sufficient to do the deed here. You can see the action during the week just didn't deliver the goods, let's say, for an impulsive rally. And we did reverse quite impulsively yesterday. So change tack for a short while, I think. I'm going to make a new low and then work from there again. See if we can build a reversal off that low. Okay, here is cable. I wasn't actually expecting a rally here, and we didn't get one. So that was, that was a welcome. We corrected higher. We did touch actually the previous fourth wave. We tagged the previous fourth wave low at the fourth wave high. So a nice little kind of reciprocal movement there. And we're heading lower in wave 5 now. So we've got 5 waves down in wave 1. I'm viewing this one. So the minimum target would be for wave 1 to hit or to break 120. Let's get the hourly count here. So you can see we've got possible expanded flat correction in wave 4. It could be different as well. This could be similar to Eurodollar. It could be some sort of complex 3-wave off the low. Definitely yesterday's action is impulsive to the downside, so I'm marking that wave 1 of 5. So 1 and 2 should create a bearish lower high maybe today, and then head lower, make a new low in wave 3 of 5 next week, below 120. So that's the idea. That's the idea for the next while anyway. Okay, here's dollar yen. I was expecting this top to be the final top for wave 3. We did come down nice and sharp off that top, but we've challenged that high at least this week, and that challenge is credible enough, I think. For the moment, I'm still looking at the main pattern here. It's a 3 waves down to begin a larger correction. So 3 waves down in wave A, and I'm looking down below 147 again. So maybe about 146.50 complete ABC down. For the moment, we've still got 3 waves up in B, so this hasn't been ruled out just yet. But I gotta admit, this could still go higher. I might be wrong on this initial correction lower again. We will see. We will see soon enough. Okay, let's move on. This is the Dow. You can see that the market actually corrected, very close to the previous wave 1 low. So yesterday, if this is a wave 4, which it may well be, let's get a label on that. I don't exactly know, but It's possible that that's a fourth wave. I'm looking at it still at 1 degree lower, but if that is wave 4 in blue, it came very close to being invalidated um, at yesterday's high, and we came down impulsively. So I gotta admit, I'm kind of wiping the sweat off my brow um, this week, or yesterday and today. So uh, for the moment, the main count is still valid. We've come down impulsively off this week's high. It's possible. It's possible that that we're heading down into wave 5 of 3 now. And I think that is the main count. Yes. So you can see the alternate count there for wave 4 top, and we came so close to that wave 1 low that would have invalidated the alternate count. Just so happens at the moment that the alternate count is still valid. So we've got wave 3 low. That'll be wave 3 of 3, and it did fulfill an acceleration lower. That wave 3 of 3, it fulfilled a nice extension in the pattern and a nice acceleration, and nice clean 5 waves as well. So for all intents and purposes, we've had a nice clearing rally this week. We came up to the previous fourth wave high. We came up to the previous wave 1 low, and we reversed impulsively. So, without suggesting that I know the future here, definitely the action suggests that we have turned down into wave 5. Well, let's see if we can follow through today. Maybe we're only going to complete wave 2 lower high today. And maybe Monday then we'll actually accelerate lower into wave 3 of 5 of 3. But for the moment, without saying that this wave count has been confirmed, we're most definitely, let's say, back in the good books again. That initial decline broke the previous wave A high, so it's quite likely. Let's put it that way. It's quite likely that we move lower, continue lower, and with a bit of follow through in wave 5 of 3. My ideal low for wave 3 blue is still 32,400. We're a long way off that right now. Well, let's see if we get there. Let's see. The minimum target would be a break of 32,800. That's a bit more back in the ballpark, but if we get down there, 32,400 ain't that far away either. So let's see how we go today. Gold. I'm going to show you this is, let's say, a very viable and workable alternate count for gold. It's the bullish alternate count. I don't know. I keep feeling that I have to qualify myself. Long term, I am a bull. Hey, look at this line here. It's going way higher. Long term, I am a bull. My daily count suggests that we are going to rally in a third wave. It'll be wave 3 of 5 up, and that will bring us to new all-time highs eventually. So long term, there's no doubt that I'm a bull here. Just a niggling kind of suggestion that we might get one new low to complete wave 2. Let's say we go to the daily count again, maybe back around 1750 or something like that. We'll see how it goes. So my alternate count here for wave 2 would be that we have 3 waves down done. Wave B might have been a triangle, so it could be 3 down in A, and A, B, C, D, E in B, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, some sort of a cacophony of action here. I gotta say, it's not totally satisfactory, but neither is the main count either. So I can't argue with that either. I think at the moment, if this bullish count is correct, then we are topping in wave 1, and we should turn down into a second wave early next week, create a bullish higher low, and then head higher. So there is, let's say, in the alternate count, it's still quite likely that we fill this gap here somewhere, maybe down to about 1840 or 1830. Yeah, between, let's say, 1845 and 1830 in a second wave. So if this is wave 1, then we'll turn down in wave 2. That'll be the indicator it's time to go and turn our attention higher. For the moment, the main count hasn't been, let's say, invalidated just yet. We're turned higher today. We did turn lower reasonably impulsively yesterday, so it's kind of, it's up for grabs, I'd say, here at the moment. We're close to it. We're close to that alternate account now, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's move on. Crude oil, getting quite quickly through it here this week. Um, I'm working on the idea that we have a wave 1 and 2 completing. So far, this pattern has worked quite well. We've got 5 down in 1, maybe an ABC up in wave 2, before turning longer or lower for longer. Here's the 5-wave pattern, lower and extended 5th wave. There's a couple of other ways you could view this, but I'm going to stick with this for the moment. Initial rally in wave A came down quite hard in wave B, actually, but overall, it's probably still best to view this as a 3 waves down. And then we've come up again quite, impulsively again in wave C. Possible that this morning's rally is in wave 3 of C. If that's the case, then we're going to go continue higher for the next day or so, or a couple of days anyway, into early next week. I was suggesting about $88. $87.40 is where the 50% retracement comes in. So somewhere between 87 and maybe 89 to complete this ABC up in wave 2, and then later next week I'll be looking down into wave 3. So a 1-2 pattern completing off the high. It's quite it's really coming into view at this moment, and we're quite close to completing 3 waves up in the wave 2. So we could be in the ballpark Monday or Tuesday to turn back down quite hard into wave 3. Okay. The S&P, again, I'm sticking with the main pattern, even though there is pressure on it. Wave 1 and 2 complete extended pattern into wave 3. I don't think wave 3 is done yet, even though we've got a significant relief rally here. If we go into the hourly count, I can show you how this breaks out quite well into an extended wave 3 pattern. But for the moment, I know that there is this 3 waves down possibility here. I haven't. I'm not blind. I can see it. The longer term pattern suggests that we are turning down into a large 3rd wave, so that's why I'm kind of sticking where I am at the moment. Here is, well, actually, if we go to the 4-hour count for a second and we expand it a little bit. So that's the initial 1-2 pattern off the top. You can see 3 waves up in wave 2, solid 3-wave pattern higher in wave 2, and then a nice acceleration lower to begin wave 3. Here's how I'm viewing the pattern right now. So it's got wave 1 and 2, again, 5 down, 3 up. That's a beautiful picture perfect 3 wave up. Another beautiful picture perfect 3 waves up. And whatever the market has done lately to try and challenge the previous highs, it's been obliterated. So the previous wave 2 tried to make it to a new high. You can see here on the daily chart, previous wave 2 tried to break out to a new high, never made it. This lower degree, wave 2, tried to challenge the previous high, never made it. Now this correction higher is trying, is not making it. So let's say the underpinnings for the rally have probably been cut out right now, and we are breaking down. And still nobody's bearish. I might be. There's a few people, not in general. Not in general at all. Okay, so here's how I view wave 3. This is wave 1 of 3. This is wave 2 of 3. And then we've got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be wave 3 of 3. Now we're working higher in ABC, higher in wave 4 of 3. And we should head lower again in wave 5 of 3. So you can see off the low here in wave 3 pink, we've got 3 waves up in A, correction wave B, and then we've got possibly a 1, 2, 3, maybe a 3rd wave, 4th wave, and 5th wave. And then yesterday we came down reasonably hard off that top. So we're back in the corrective range again, we're, back down around that 43.50. Previous fourth wave high was 43.33. The moment we're kind of, this will be probably the early morning trading is off again. So we have to see. I have to see if we can get a corrective lower high again today before turning down into wave 3 of 5. But this count is still valid, and I will continue with it until it's not valid. So there you go. 5 waves down in wave 5. A new low below 4,200. That's kind of where I'm aiming at the moment. The ideal low for wave 3 still lies down at 4,100, but I don't know whether we'll get there or not. Like I said, I can't tell the future. Who knows? But if we do break 4,200, 4,100 ain't that far away from where we stand right now. Anyway, in comparison, let's say, to where we stand right now. So next week, while that relief rally has been harder, longer than I expected, here we go. I am still looking for a fifth wave decline. Okay. So now, silver rebounding this morning. I thought we were off. I thought we were off to a good start yesterday evening. It's overall there is a bullish pattern here. There's no doubt about that. There is a bullish, alternate pattern here. There's no doubt about that. We were quite down near the danger zone. If you remember from last week, we were quite close to the danger zone when we made that wave 3 low. We can still make a case for a relief rally in wave 4. So 3 waves up in wave 4. We will see how we get on here. If we turn lower again today, which I think we could actually, to be quite honest, and we break that all important level here is 2130, let's say 2129, that wave A top. If we break that wave A top, then I think that confirms wave 5 is underway. So let's see how that goes today. Okay, Bitcoin maybe. Bitcoin, yes, we were looking at 3 waves up into wave 2. We have turned lower this week reasonably well, reasonably impulsively, and this would suggest that wave 1 of 3 is underway. So let's get to the hourly count here. You can see we're building a 5 wave, an argument, let's say, for a 5 wave decline into wave 1 of 3. My key level here for confirming this wave 1 down is at the previous wave B low, so that comes in at 25,940. If we break 25,900 again, I think that confirms wave 1, and we could probably look lower for longer again. I think I usually do the Nasdaq. Looking a bit messy. Looking a bit messier than the other counts. At the moment, it looks like we have a 1-2-1-2 pattern going on here. If that's the case, then we're right in the zone for a reversal. So let's see if we get a topple of this rally and a decline back below the lower trend channel line there. So somewhere, I should probably bring that lower. If we break 14,400 again, 14,400, that will indicate a third wave down is underway, and it will be probably time to hold on to your hat then. I do recognize and realize that this is 3 waves down so far, but for the moment, I'm still looking at a 1-2-1-2 pattern. And I've got to admit, even though we've come higher substantially in this week's rally, it's still a 3 wave pattern higher. So we're no different than it was the previous rally. So 5 down, 3 up, 5 down, 3 up. So we're close to a pivot point here. I think we could pretty well, even by the end of today, turn harshly lower into a third wave. Let's see how that goes today. If we start wiping out any of the gains that were made this week, then it's time to watch out. And I think that is that. In general, kind of bad news in the markets. I always end the day or video with a presentation of good news. good news is the good news of salvation, good news of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Messiah. We are all going to hit an end point in our lives. Everybody has to reckon with that. The idea that you can, put it all off on the long finger and never think about it is just, it's utter stupidity. Don't think that tomorrow is promised to anyone. There may even be someone among the people who watch this video that won't be with us tomorrow or next week, let's say. So think about where you want to go eternally. The heavens above and the earth around you and creation all around you proclaims to you that there is a creator. And this is not some sort of, happenstance that you are here at this moment in time. So I would urge you and I would, exhort you to consider eternity and to consider, can you walk into eternity in front of your creator, present yourself in front of your creator as a righteous individual? What can you do, or what have you done that can be acceptable to an almighty and righteous creator? Nothing. We are all riddled with our own shortcomings. And I might just suggest to you that heading into eternity holding your own bag of shortcomings is not the way to present yourself in front of an eternal creator. He did provide a way for you, the way, the truth, and the life. And that was salvation itself, Jesus. He came so that we may be free, and free from our sin for eternity. That's the deal here. You accept what he did for you, you believe it, you say, yeah, I accept that. He did that for me. He died for me. He paid for my sins. And I believe in that. I believe in his work. And he rose again, destroying death. Do you know that there is actually more evidence for the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ than there is for the existence of Caesar? Did you know that? There is actually more evidence. Documentary evidence. So, consider that. Everybody believes that Caesar was here, and Caesar, the first Caesar created the Roman Empire, whatever. So, consider that. Reason, as God, Yahweh himself says, reason with me for a minute. So, we are sinners. We believe that if we believe that Jesus is God's son, he died on the cross for you and rose up from the grave on the third day, destroying death, then confess that to God. And then you have eternal salvation. The promise of eternal salvation is for all those who believe. The funny thing is in this world right now, there are less people who believe, most likely since the time that Jesus was here himself. And he did say, when I return, will there be faith on the earth? Good question. All right. That is that. If I'm here next week, I could be one of those individuals that I spoke about that ain't here next week. If I'm not here next week, I'll see you in eternity. Otherwise, see you next Friday. Bye-bye.